Hey all, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to dive into the leader of the Maximals with the Transformers Kingdom, Optimus Primal. He'll be our focus this time around in the latest GotBot True review. Hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, light them up, baby. Hit that notification bell, please. Helps me out a ton, lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I am either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media. All that linked in the description below. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we offer to you through Teespring. Or, of course, hit the join button right here on YouTube to become a channel member. And this is Kingdom Optimus Primal, the leader of the Maximals, in his gorilla mode, no less. I like this guy. Here's the thing. I've had some issues lately when it comes to valuation. And I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this guy. I wasn't sure if he was going to fill the bill as a Voyager. This is on loan to me by a good friend of the channel, Cyril. So I appreciate him letting me take a look at it. And to my pleasant surprise, this guy is jam-packed, chock full of value everywhere you look. So without any further ado, let's head over to the table and take a closer look at this guy. And while most of the world plugs away at wave 2 of Kingdom, I'm still back on wave 1. This wave has been so long coming here, like so incredibly long. This isn't even mine. This is on loan to me by a friend of the channel, Cyril. Kingdom, not remotely abundant by any stretch of the imagination in my neck of the woods. Only now is wave 1 starting to eke its way around, and this is almost the end of March, middle of March for sure. Yeah, it is what it is. That being said, because this is on loan, we don't have all of the things to look at beforehand. We don't have any instructions. We don't have a card, but we do have the packaging. And Optimus Primal is down here in his gorilla form, and of course over here in his robot form. Looks great. Beautiful artwork again. I wish that these were bigger. I don't like just seeing from the chest up. Our typical Kingdom artwork over here, and on the back, of course, we have the product images. They look pretty good. I don't have any issue with this whatsoever. The guy is being sold as a Voyager along with Cyclonus. Is he an actual Voyager? I would, believe it or not, I would say yes, with a little bit of a caveat, but we'll get to that in a moment. Our boy comes with 2 of these swords. The version that I'm looking at has silver blades on it, but apparently there's been both silver and bone white blades, so I don't know if it was a factory error or if it's actually a running change or what, but they're silver here. And so here we have the bot of the hour, and if we go by the original animation from Beast Wars, this is a slam dunk. We have the lower feet down here being the right color. We have the red really where it should be. The only place that the red isn't where it should be is right here on the hips. We have blue there. That should be red based on the original animation. The chest with the dark blue and the light blue is perfect. The arms, really, with the fur kind of on the inside of the bicep, and then the white and the red on the outside is perfect. The head sculpt is pretty much perfect. Honestly, the molded in detail here is mind-boggling. 10, easy 10. Now, we know that there's a reissue, I guess you'd say, of this coming out with the like Netflix Wave 3. It's coming with Rat Trap. What's different on that one? Where you have the light blue in the torso, it's going to be white on that one, and I think the red that's used here is a brighter red than it's going to be on that. I think that's going to be a bit of a deeper shade of red. What about the articulation for this guy? Well, actually, before I do the articulation, all the white is paint. I think all the red is paint, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So, like, there's a ton of paint. All the blue, I think, is paint, and maybe not all the blue. Maybe this dark blue is plastic, and the rest of this metallic-y light blue is paint. Tons of paint on the head. Loads of paint on this guy. So, tons of sculpted in detail, like mind-boggling amount, as well as a ton of paint. That'll be important later on. Even on his sword bits there. I mean, we got silver blades on this one. So the articulation. We can take these out of his hand, by the way. Take this out of his hand, by the way, and bring this down. The articulation for this guy, remember, he's being touted as a Voyager. We have a head that can go left, it can go right, it can go up, and it can go down. By the way, though I don't have it done, you can flip out if you want. I guess I can do it because it's by rights the thing you're supposed to do. Let me just turn this around and pull this out and pull this up. I'm not doing the full transformation now, but I didn't bring out the shoulder cannon pieces, and I guess I'll bring those out now. There's a little spot there where your finger can kind of catch it. We'll bring that back in, and we will once again collapse his body in. And now he has his shoulder cannons, and we will turn that around and bring that up. Okay, so the head. First, the shoulder cannons can move up and down. The head can go left, right, looks up and down a little bit. The arms go all the way around, and like they feel like butter. They're perfect all the way out. So good. Feels like butter. We have super deep elbow. We have a bicep swivel. We have a wrist swivel. We have opening fingers. And everything seems to be like the bicep swivel and stuff, like all of that seems to be very, I don't know, like hinge and swivel, not ball joints or anything. So well done. We have a waist, of course, that's nice. We have legs that go well forward. Not so much, kind of, no, it goes well back. You can get that hip skirt on the back of the way to bring them all the way back. Super deep knee. Pardon that, something just fell. A little bit of an ankle tilt, not as big of an ankle tilt as I'd like, but we can go forward and back with the ankles, which is nice. And he stands super duper solid. Articulation, honestly, very good on the guy. You can get really the ranges you want, and he's solid. 10. Now for the elephant in the room. I've been talking about value a lot lately. Is this guy actually Voyager value? Well, here he is next to the inner robot from Power of the Primes. Maybe down on this side might be better to show this. And you can see they're relatively the same height, but they're nowhere in the same stratosphere. The Power of the Primes Interbot clocks in at 101 grams. The Kingdom version clocks in at 131 grams. Traditional Voyager is 145 to 165 grams. So we're just going to take him out of it. You can see that they're the same height, but they are not the same mass. Also, just for interest's sake, here he is with, though incomplete, my original Beast Wars Primal, who clocks in at 276 grams of plastic. Let's just reorient this a little bit. Okay, so I said the original Optimus Primal clocked in at 276 grams of plastic. To be fair, I'm missing 2 flaps. I'm missing his mace. I'm probably missing 1 or 2 other things. I'm missing his swords. So, truth is, by the time all in, everything is done with the original, he probably is topping 300, maybe 305 grams of plastic. Ultra class, I would venture to you, because this guy's getting reissued, I would suspect that he will be, say, a leader price point, because the mass is there to justify it at a leader price point. Ultra class, kind of like modern day leader. And if he's not there quite in the mass, there is significantly more molded detail here. Not a little bit of extra molded detail, significantly more molded detail. That makes all the difference in the world, man. All the difference in the world. So, is this guy a true Voyager? While I don't like to see any drop in grams of plastic used, in this case, it is a minimal drop, and it is outweighed by the sheer mass of molded in detail on the shoulders, on the arms, all the fur. It's not just like flat and then the detail is painted on or something like that. It is molded in fur-like detail that is something that really adds to the alt mode, plus the molded in detail of the alt mode that we're not even to yet. You throw in with that the impeccable articulation and the solid, robust feel of how the joints work, then yeah, you know what? I think this is actually a Voyager class value. What about getting to that other mode? What about getting to that transformation? Well, again, I don't have... By the way, I didn't point this out, but I'll do it now. I don't have instructions, so it's a little bit of an adventure getting here. The swords have little rectangular tab on them. Back here, there's little rectangular slots. So if you want... I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to do this now. I'm not going to be able to do that on here. I can't. I can't see to do it on there, but like the swords do go in on the side. We'll see it when we go to his like monkey mode, we'll call it. So we bring that down on the side, we bring that down on the side, and that's really the arms done. We bring this flap down and we rotate that around. We take the flap on the back here and we rotate it around. It will kind of come down over the like thigh pieces here. We bring the leg up like this on a weird knee and we close in the foot, we close in that foot, and we do the same thing. We bring that up on that knee for his like monkey mode legs. Then we get to the part that does scare me, and it's pulling out that whole section. Scares me every time. We open out the body, we bring out the head of the gorilla, we put in the shoulder blaster things, we bring this around, we bring it down, we turn the head of the gorilla around, we turn around the chest piece, I guess, and we close this up and bring this down over, and boom, now we have Optimus Primal in his gorilla mode. The transformation is kind of brilliant. It's very similar to the original Beast Wars, so it feels familiar, but every joint moves like butter, everything feels solid, everything moves logically, this transformation makes sense. I will note this, when you go back to robot mode the first couple times and you bring up the shoulder pad, you really have to kind of push it up. It's like a ratchet, it locks in place, but it doesn't feel comfortable doing it the first time. You're not gonna break it. I was afraid that I would, but you're not gonna break it. Overall, transformation, I'm gonna say is a 10.
Look at that gorilla face and the molded in chest detail as well.
So what about the articulation in this mode? Well, first, here are the swords on his back. You can do it in both modes. The arms can still go all the way around. We still have our same elbows. We still have our biceps swivel. We have all the arm movement we had before. Wrist, opening hand, the head. It doesn't do a lot now. You can move it a bit side to side. Not a lot. Not much up and down either. But we do have a waist still. We do have knees kicking forward. And if you want, you can still certainly have his knees kick back. That's up to you. We do still have our ankle tilt a little bit. So he basically retains most, if not all, of his articulation. Super articulated in both modes. He can stand up kind of straight here, or you can have him like hunch over with all four on the ground, a la G1. I'm calling it G1. I don't know, Beast Wars, G1, whatever. This looks like the character. Honestly, overall score, the guy's fantastic. I have to say he is a Voyager value because even though he loses some mass, there's enough extra piled in here that it really does kind of make up for it. I would hate to see this like slightly lower mass and, you know, lose accessories or lose molding or lose the hinge and swivel and go back to ball joints. But for what this is, it is an excellent, excellent Optimus Primal. Overall score, honestly, 9.5 to a 10, somewhere in that range. And here we are once again, and here he is. I want to point out one thing. When I was going through the transformation, I do it so autonomically that I don't even think about it. But in order to make, while I still find pulling the main section out with his head and like the main torso frightening, it is made easier because you do have like little almost butterfly type hinges here at the shoulders. It gives you a little bit of extra articulation, but if you open those out, I mean, it also kind of untabs things to make it a bit easier to pull out the main torso. I forgot to mention that when I went through the transformation. All that does is make it better. All that does is give him a slight butterfly for more articulation and help solidify the body in both modes. Well, certainly this mode when you push them back. This is the robot mode. Look,
Here's the thing. Some people will say, yeah, okay, but he lost some of his mass, and he did lose some of his mass. I hope it doesn't become a trend for Voyager, because they tend to be a little bit bigger. But what he does lose here in mass, he makes up for with, I mean, the molded in detail is not easy for all of that, like, fur on the shoulders and all of it around the arms and on the inside of the arm and the back of the legs and all down the legs. Then we have the molded in detail that's all painted on the shins and on the outside of the arm. The head sculpt is impeccable and full of paint. The chest, full of paint. Like, you do have a ton of value here. Plus, and I don't know if I showed this when I done the articulation, like, his legs go out to the side that far. I'm struggling, much like with Studio Series Scourge, I'm struggling to find things to nitpick here. The only thing that I can nitpick here, really, is to say he's a little bit too light for his price point. But what's here is done so well. Everything, even the joints, everything moves so smoothly and solidly. I don't feel like I'm going to break anything. It's scary pulling that torso out, but like, it feels robust and solid with good thick plastic. There's not much here to dislike. I've been kind of on the fence about my like or my disdain for the beasts in the Kingdom line, but this Voyager offering for the Maximal leader is pretty fantastic. Let me know what you think about Optimus Primal. Did he fit the bill for you or not? Like the guy, I really do. I don't know if he's gonna be for my personal collection, but I really, really like the guy. Let me know what you think about him. I appreciate you coming by and giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon, see what we offer to you through Teespring, or of course you can hit the join button right here on YouTube to become a channel member. While you're at it, stick around, have some fun with us, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single solitary day, you do make a difference. And I look forward, baby, to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights, at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way, baby, right here inside the videos.